Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the You Like That podcast. Once again, it's been a little bit because that's what we do now. Yeah, we do it when we want to do it, not when you want it. It's when we want to do it. And also because I finally had a break over Christmas for the first time in 7 years. So I've been busy enjoying that. But we are back. You're joined with me. My name is Adam. I'm one half of the You Like That podcast.
My name's Jack. I'm the other half of the You Like That podcast.
Yes. Merry Christmas, everyone. It's hella late because we're already fucking
It's
a week into
January
January.
7th, but
Hope you had a good one. I hope you had a good New Year. Jack, how was your Christmas, New Year's?
yeah, it was pretty much as the crow flies, really. I didn't get a break or anything. I had Christmas Day off. Christmas Day was wonderful with my family. I ate, 2 years worth of food in one day, which is
Yeah.
why Christmas is the best, like
Mm.
undoubtedly. Um, New Year's was fine. I finally got to see my friends and hang out, and I'm on that tea life now. I don't drink anymore, so um, quite a different New Year's to what you had, judging by your Instagram stories.
My
But
Lord.
yeah, it was all very good. Did you get any movie-related Christmas presents from Santa Claus?
Movie related? No. No, I didn't. No, I don't think I
You
did.
got movie adjacent with the Lord of the Rings stuff.
Yeah,
That's
I've
it's
got some new additions to my Lord of the Rings collection. The Jurassic Park Monopoly.
There you go.
So yeah, I guess movie related. Yeah.
Movie related, yeah.
And they've been sick. Obviously, it's my 38th book in my Lord of the Rings collection. So,
Fuck.
and if you're a book person, you want me to make you really mad, I haven't read a single one of them.
That makes it better, I think.
I just look when a book has been out for as long as Lord of the Rings has, and it has had that many publications. It's just variants on variants and just new covers and shit. And I'm like, I need them all because they look sick,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's where it is
fair.
for me. But yeah, my New Year's was it was Christmas was great. Saw all the family in that, loved it. Um, New Year's, yeah, we went to Canberra. Our good friend Jacob got engaged to his lovely now fiance Lana. Um,
Congratulations.
it was
It's
a
great news.
it was a little surprise one, so that's the reason they wanted us to come up to Canberra. Um, Sprung that on there, so I thought, yeah, I'll go a little bit harder on the sauce than I usually do.
Adam partied like he was 16 again.
I really did. It was a really fun night. Uh, the midnight bell rang. Everything was all hunky dory. And then we leave about half hour later. I'm like, yeah, sweet, no worries. Saying goodbye to everyone. And we leave in the car, going back to our friend's place. And then it just hits me. And Brooke's in there. She can hear me. I'm burping, but I'm
Oh
doing very
no.
consistent,
Oh
very
no.
consistent. Not a lot of pause time in between. And she's like, "Do you need me to pull over?" I'm like, yeah. And then as soon as she pulled into this car park, which I then eventually found out it was an ambulance car park.
Oh god.
As soon as the door opened, I just let go, and that broke my near 8 year streak of not throwing up from drinking because I
Nice.
learned to control myself through the last 8 years and knowing what my limits were because I hate throwing up when I'm drunk. So through the last almost 8 years, I developed a system to know when to stop. But unfortunately, the events of this New Year's, I just could not stop myself.
Yeah, it was a celebration.
But it was well worth it. I had a great time still. I got a great story to tell. And now I'm here.
Good.
Now I'm here. So it's been great. It's been great. Yeah, through the break, watching a few movies and that. Obviously, we've got a double review today. Two movies to talk about. We're going to jump into Violent Night, our Christmas related movie, and then Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. Um, which would be great to talk about in both these movies. Yes, the Avatar episode will be coming. We're definitely doing an Avatar episode. This is
Just
taking us 3,000 years to actually watch the movie.
because it goes for 3,000 years.
Yeah, exactly right. And we will still be doing our Tenet revisit episode as well when we
Again,
feel like it.
another long movie.
When we feel like it. It's just so long. But I think we should just jump straight in.
I agree.
to what we got here. So let's kick it off with Violent Night. So this is our Christmas related movie. So as you can sort of tell by the title, this is a Christmas themed action comedy film. So this is directed by Tommy Wirkola. This guy directed and wrote Dead Snow. If anyone's ever heard of the popular Nazi zombie comedy film Dead Snow, he did the first two.
One of the best eye gougers in horror that movie has.
Honestly, I love Dead Snow
If
much.
you love an eye gouge, that's the movie for you.
Yeah, and he also directed Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, the one with Jeremy Renner and Gemma Arterton, which was I really like that movie as well. This movie, runtime of 112 minutes, budget of 20 million with a box office ranking of 74.3 million. Stars the lead of David Harbour as Santa Claus. We've got the likes of John Leguizamo and a few other people that I don't know about. But
fucking love John Leguizamo.
He's so good. This was also produced by David Leitch. Obviously, we know the guy that held out with John Wick and also Nobody. So you get hints of that throughout this movie, and you go, yeah. David Leitch had a hand to do with this one. But Violent Night, Jack, what were your thoughts on Violent Night, this Christmas action?
Yeah, it's exactly what it says on the tin, isn't it? It's just a really goofy, campy, silly action romp. It's really well cast, except the kids. The kids can fuck off because I hate kids in movies. But David Harbour and John Leguizamo are just terrific in it. A lot of the action's really good, as you would hope and expect. Tonally, it's a little bit all over the place. Like, it tries to be a bit sincere sometimes, which they didn't need to do. They should have just... And that's like literally 2% of the dialogue is sort of earnest, sappy stuff. But it's a Christmas movie. Like, that's...
Yeah.
It's in line with the genre that it's parodying. It's a lot of fun. It's really fucking stupid, like just so stupid, and it wears that proudly on its sleeve.
100%. Yeah, I forgot to mention the Rotten Tomatoes score. It's got a 74% critic score and an 88% audience score.
Yeah,
which that means people know what this movie is.
Yeah, 100%. And like, when we saw the trailer, we were like, "That's not going to be good." And then when the reviews came out, and everyone was like, "It's good."
It was like it's fun to watch.
Okay, and I agree. I'm one of those people. I think it's really good.
Yep, no, 100%. I really enjoy this movie. I love David Harbour.
He's so good, man.
Despite some of the things he has put himself through movie-wise, talking about Hellboy, he's still himself a great actor and just a wonderful, wonderful person to watch and listen to. But yeah, this movie, it is exactly as you said. You look at it and you go, I know exactly what this movie is. You watch the trailer and go, I know the whole story. I know 100%. How it's going to end.
Yeah,
but I'm fine with that because it's a Christmas movie, and I don't think people want a serious Christmas movie because I feel like it's just like it's a holiday season, so you just want to watch something. You don't care what it is.
Yeah,
as long as it tickles that Christmas button.
Yeah, as long as there's some sleigh bells and snow, like that's what people are looking for.
Yeah. And then even with the title "Violent Night," this is incredibly violent. Like the deaths that they use in this are very well thought out, very well executed, and look really good as well. They don't look terrible. No. They actually look like they put a bit of work into making sure they actually made you go ooh. Ugh.
Especially with only $20 million of the budget, like they did a 100%. Lot. They did a lot with not a lot.
Yeah,
and a lot of that would have gone into David Harbour's pocket. You would have to assume.
I'm sure something like that, but I mean, easy as well. The fact that it's pretty much a one set movie.
Yeah,
there's not a lot much else they got to do. It's just focus around the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like the basic backstory of this movie is just Santa Claus is real. He's sort of getting over the whole Christmas spirit because not as many people believing. Kids are getting more naughty and just flat out dumb. Feels like Christmas spirit is fading. So he's thinking this could be his last Christmas as Santa Claus, whether or not that's Christmas gone forever or another Santa takes over, like a Tim Allen fucking thing. We don't know. But the other backstory is just a very, very wealthy family are getting together for Christmas. Their mum is this fucking billionaire, strong woman. One side of the family are just a bunch of suck ups because they're waiting to get some inheritance, and the other family are sort of normal-ish in a way until later on in the movie we find some other things. The main little girl, her dad is the son of the rich woman, and him and her mum are separated, but she wants them to work things out because she's like, my only Christmas present is for mum and dad to work things out and love each other.
Yeah, very standard. The Christmas spirit brings them back together.
That's the Christmas spirit type of thing. So Santa Claus gets caught in the middle of this, delivering presents, having a bit of milk, having a bit of a kip. When the main story of this is John Leguizamo's character is leader of this mercenary group that are basically looking to take all the money that this old bitch has in a house, because I think, what do they say, like 300 million or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Something crazy hiding in the basement. So it's just a massive plan to get all this money. That's where the action side of this comes in. David Harbour as Santa Claus is caught in the middle of this, and that's where this whole need to protect the family, need to get rid of these bad guys, because the young girl...
she's one of the few left who believes in him.
Yeah.
And he only exists to people who believe in him.
Yeah. Her name is Trudy. And yeah, she believes and wants everything to be okay. So that invigorates Harbour as Santa Claus to be like, well, fuck yeah, let's make this work. Let's make this Christmas dream come true.
And the reason he can do fights is because he's a Norse Viking god. He takes his shirt off at one point. And he's got all these runes tattooed on him and stuff. That
threw me for 6, and that's where I went, wow.
And then they cut to a flashback.
They gave Santa like a backstory where it's like he's not actually some jolly old fat man. He was a Viking warrior in old Nordic times whose name was Nicomund the Red.
Yeah.
Who went around with a massive hammer, and that's why he has such a violent nature. And yeah, as you said, he takes off the Santa suit, and you see all these Nordic tattoos, just like full sleeves and everything, the chest, the back, and you just go, yo, Santa slays.
I love that he's still not jacked in this. Like, David Harbour got jacked for either Hellboy or Black Widow. I don't remember which one he got jacked for. But in this, he's just a normal bloke.
Yeah.
It's not like distracting. He's only got his shirt off for like one scene anyway, so he doesn't need to be this big yoked guy like running around.
100%. David Harbour's just got the perfect physique of just...
And it adds to his reluctance as well. Like, the whole time he's like, oh God, I don't want to do that. Oh geez, okay.
Yeah.
I'll hit this guy with a sledgehammer. I don't really want to do it, but I gotta save this kid. Like, he's always like sort of reluctant the whole time.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's a lot of just making it work for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's some very intriguing ways that he's killing people. Sucking down the candy cane to turn into a shank. You've got all the Home Alone-esque inspired traps that Trudy sets up in the attic and that.
It's really only that one scene, because they talk about Home Alone through the whole movie, but then they only really do like one Home Alone trap, and then the rest is John Wick. Yeah,
100%. But then obviously I think the most amazing death to watch is the final death of that one, John Leguizamo's character, who gets sucked up in the chimney with Santa. Yeah, and obviously his body genetic makeup is not made to turn into dust and appear up a chimney, and it just rains fucking blood everywhere.
And it leaves David Harbour just holding his torso. It's just like so grim.
I just saw that and went, wow.
Did you catch they took the piss out of Halloween Kills? John Leguizamo screams, "Christmas dies tonight."
Oh, yeah.
It's so fucking funny.
Oh, I didn't catch on.
Yeah. So
I remember him saying that. I didn't. Oh.
I almost messaged you, but you hadn't watched it yet. And I was like, I got to let him experience that by himself.
Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible. I love that so much. Yeah, no, but I guess in terms of a well thought out plot, I mean, it's you take it as it is. This is
Yeah,
just
there's
this is
no
a basic action movie plot,
yeah,
essentially.
there's no mystery. Like all of the characters know what's happening. Like
Yeah,
John Leguizamo wants the money, Santa wants to save the kid who still believes in it. That's it, and everyone knows. There's no miscommunication or anything.
yeah.
Just
No overarching plot. Nothing to sort of throw you for six
yeah,
here and there.
they could have done a bit less of the parents getting back together. I think like
Yeah,
it's not a long movie. It doesn't feel bloated, but I reckon if you just trimmed some of that out, but then I guess you don't have like the humanity aspect of it.
yeah. I feel like you just got to have that in there just to
Like
give it that
yeah,
Christmassy spirit. Have
like
something good to
yeah,
hold on to.
like greed won't win, but loving your wife will, or whatever.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
But
But
yeah, let's talk about the action sequences.
okay, yep,
The first one is over the pool table is classic John Wick, like just pure claustrophobic, small room,
yeah,
using whatever you have on hand, and just really visceral meat on meat, just punching each other, like
yeah,
throwing each other around. David Harbour's like kind of shit at first, like Santa's not very good, and he's getting the arse beaten out of him.
mm,
And then he electrifies a Christmas tree topper
yeah,
star that he throws into the guy's eye.
yeah. No,
and,
that's yeah,
and that's
100%.
the real first flash of violence.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
just like, oh my God.
yeah. No, 100%. It all just looks good. It's just it's very inventive. Just exploring different ways to make death action scenes look
Yeah.
watchable and
It's what
not
the,
just
yeah.
someone dying or
This
something.
new wave of movie, your John Wick, your Nobody, your Bullet Train, is sort of the new slasher genre in that these movies are ostensibly the same,
Mm,
mostly because they're made by the same people, but it's just like, okay, here's some sort of plot device. What can we do creatively to get to stick around in people's minds? You know, Nobody, you've got the bus scene. John Wick, you've got every scene.
yeah,
You got John Wick killing someone with a pencil. Like
yeah,
um, Bullet Train, you've got all the Thomas the Tank Engine stuff, which is really funny, and that's different because it's like dialogue based and the relationship between those two people. But this one boils it back to the first John Wick of just what fucked weapons can this guy use? Let's do
yeah,
a really funny sledgehammer montage, but also keep it really violent and visceral. And that's
yeah,
what slashers did back in the 80s. It's like, all right, it's whatever, it's a demon, but he's got a claw hand. Oh, yeah, this one's got a machete. You know, like
yeah.
I think that's where this trend of movie is going. I think we'll get a lot more of them, as well as John Wick sequels.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
It's we're definitely in a wave of that. I think
Yeah, and it's great to see because I
they're all
love a great
fun,
action scene, man.
and
Like
yeah,
action scenes.
and I know we're early on in the phase, but like a lot of slashes are terrible. Like just like, do you remember Ghost Ship? No, but all of these have been consistently pretty okay. So
Yeah,
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 we
100%.
should be all right until it gets oversaturated.
Yeah, no, 100%. Um, yeah, so you go from there. Then you've also got once he gets he finds a sledgehammer as well, and then just starts just going
Just
ham.
one of those classic, just one like a sort of a daredevil hallway fight. He's just going along, like following
Yeah,
him along. I love shit like that. I'm such a sucker for a one shot stunt montage, pretty much.
yeah, yeah. No, all looks sick. Yeah, Trudy's trap for the chick that's coming to find her. Oof, excuse me, the full Home Alone setup. Um, you've got the setup beforehand where they've got the ladder going up to the attic,
Yeah,
and she's made it look so like, oh look, here's a nail
easy.
hanging out,
Yeah,
and they're like, oh no, I hope I don't step on that. So then he misses it, but falls through another step, and then puts his fucking like straight up through the jaw, and you just like,
yeah,
you just
like
got baited by a fucking 9-year-old.
like the end of Hot Fuzz when he's got the thing up through his.
Yeah. Yeah, between that and then the chick just like climbs up over him while he's still got the fucking spike in his jaw.
Yeah,
And it's just like, where's the respect, girl?
and the goons are all like gaslighting themselves into, oh shit, maybe it's actually Santa. And like
Yeah.
John Leguizamo's like, it's not fucking Santa, it's a mall cop, you know. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
and even
exactly.
David Harbour at one point is just like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm Santa. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
how to prove it.
Yeah. But yeah, through that, all the deaths and that, all the action sequences just continue through, and you get to the end. You had a bit of I don't know, Santa might be dead because he gets shot multiple times.
Multiple times.
But the power of belief,
The power of Christmas, the spirit, the belief of the
the
Christmas spirit.
Christmas spirit, still, again, as David Harbour has said as Santa through this movie multiple times, I don't understand how Christmas magic works,
Yeah.
but I'm glad it does.
Yeah.
Because it all saves him. His reindeer come back. They can continue doing Christmas. There's a new sack. He's got a magic sack
Yep.
to pull all the presents from, and a note from Mrs. Claus, and then goes back and starts finishing Christmas. We've got a good Christmas ending.
Because he believes in Christmas again, because Trudy does.
He believes in Christmas again. She showed him that the spirit is still there. The magic of Christmas is still there. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. As long as someone believes, we're all good.
The rich mum is the mum from the original National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Really?
Which is a funny nod if you know that. I did not know that.
I did not know that, but
I thought she was like the singer of Blondie or something because she has that vibe about
like,
her. She's got a really
yeah.
cool smoky voice. I was like, oh, she's just an old rock star or whatever.
100%. Just had heaps of work done.
Susie Quattro or some shit. But no, it's the lady from, which again is a funny joke if you know it.
Yeah,
but I
didn't. We also are sort of looking at a possible future off this as well.
Of course.
They want to sort of set up Mrs. Claus appearing in a potential sequel.
Yeah.
Harbour wants Charlize Theron to do it.
Yeah, I see that.
Which would be great.
She'd be up for it too.
100%. So yeah, they've all been talking about it, doing it with Mrs. Claus being at the North Pole, bringing in elves. Obviously, it all goes on the success of this film. But from the looks of things, pretty much everyone involved in the creative of this is preparing to work on a follow-up sequel.
Yeah.
You don't expect it from this, but hey, yeah, we get it in these type of things. You get a good action movie that delivers. You don't have to worry about a plot. You just pop this out December next year, or this year, sorry, and there you go. You saw
100%, yeah. Yeah.
You got a Christmas movie.
And they can't take that long to make, so
yeah. But yeah, Violent Night, very good movie, very good Christmas movie.
It's a lot of fun.
Fun movie, fun to watch. You don't have to take it too seriously. You can just watch it and be like, yep, that's my Christmas movie for the year done.
Yep.
All right. So let's now jump to a more mysterious type of movie.
Ooh, less time based. You can watch this movie anytime.
This one you can watch anytime. And my God, you should. This is Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. So this is a follow-up sequel to Knives Out. Again, directed and written by Rian Johnson. We all know from Star Wars: The Last Jedi. But we know him from Knives Out for making a class murder mystery film. This has a runtime of 139 minutes. Budget of 40 million, a box office of 15 million. That's mostly due to the fact it only had a 3-day cinematic run, and then it got dumped onto Netflix because Netflix bought the rights to Knives Out to make more movies. But obviously, a movie like this you should see in cinema as well. So quick 3-day run. I don't think completely worldwide, but most of the bigger countries. And then onto Netflix a month later. So not big on that one there, but the Rotten Tomatoes, we've got a 92% critic score and a 93% audience score. And it's absolutely deserved because not often you would see the first movie get such an incredible Rotten Tomatoes score, in which the first one had a 97 and a 92% score.
Yeah.
To then follow it up with a sequel to still get a 92 and a 93%, that's pretty huge in itself.
Yeah.
So Glass Onion, Knives Out mystery. This is a murder mystery movie. It's just all about these group of people coming together to more or less it's to have a murder mystery party, but there's some secrets behind every person being there, and their involvement in this sort of collective group, one that needs to unravel and unfold by the end of it to figure out the big picture behind this. So we got a big cast in this one. I'll just read out the big names. We've got Daniel Craig, Edward Norton, Janelle Monáe, Catherine Hahn, Leslie Odom Jr., Kate Hudson, Dave Bautista, Jessica Henwick, and then a few other people here. We've got a brief appearance of Ethan Hawke, and a few other little names that sort of get brought up in the movie. But that's our main cast. And Jack, Glass Onion, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's just another home run, isn't it? It's absolutely fantastic. Like, on par with the first one, I reckon. It's so fucking good. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a good movie and so clever, and like it purposely makes you go, oh, what are they doing? What did they just forget? What? Oh, okay. And it's just one of those, the perfect mystery, really.
Yeah.
And unexpected too. Like, you couldn't really pick the first one up until a point, then you could. This one, you have no fucking chance. Like, I will give you 10 Australian dollars if you picked it before it's revealed.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
So clever.
Yeah, it's 100% home run movie. We're both massive fans of the first one.
Go back and watch our video.
I remember watching that first one, and I was in stitches with how amazingly well written that was.
Yeah.
And just how it unfolds. Because obviously it's a big comedy as well behind everything else, but murder mysteries are always fun if it does feel like a proper mystery.
Yeah.
And Rian Johnson does this very, very well with both these movies. And he's done a really good thing here where he's made the mystery aspect completely different between the two movies.
Yeah.
The first one is a proper, like, someone is murdered. Here are 15 possible witnesses. Possible 15 people that have committed it.
Mm-hmm.
Here we got to go figure out X, Y, Z, who done it. That's a who done it thing.
100%. This
one is it's a funny thing the way he did it here, because all these people are brought onto this island here to meet with Ed Norton's character, because he wants to throw a murder mystery party.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, over the next couple of days, you're going to solve my murder. But he's not murdered. He's just like, I just want you to solve. I just want to have a murder mystery game. And then Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc comes in and solves it within 2 minutes. They're sitting down for dinner. And you go, okay, the movie's going somewhere else then.
Because all the marketing was, okay, Edward Norton's going to really die and it's not going to be a game. And then they're going to solve the murder. But it's not that at all. It's a revenge movie. It's not a murder mystery at all.
Yeah, it's a revenge movie. There's a ulterior motive behind Ed Norton's character and across the other people in attendance here. The only other person of difference is Janelle Monáe's character, who is sort of here to unravel this and bring to light certain things that have happened. So the mystery is completely different. There is no murder aspect to it.
No.
There is.
Yeah, sort of.
But not in this realm. That murder happened a little bit ago.
They know there is a murder, but they know who and why.
Yeah, but
that's not what they're there to solve. Yeah,
they also only one character knows about the murder; the others don't until the movie progresses, and then it all comes full circle. See, it's so much different because this is a lot more working parts here. So going through it, so let's just. Character performances from everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone kills it. Agree?
Yeah. So it's an insane cast already, but everyone is just so good in it and sort of taking the piss out of themselves and their industry and stuff because they're all really vapid, just horrible, awful people.
Yeah.
Rian Johnson's so good at writing with contempt. And Edward Norton is Elon Musk. Like,
that's exactly right. Everyone's compared.
So obvious.
Yeah, Ed Norton's character. So he's a billionaire and he's the owner of a large tech company.
Yeah, but he's also as dumb as a box of hammers. Just the stupidest man.
Exactly right.
Spouting nonsense at all times to try and sound smart. But really, he didn't earn a single thing because he's dumb as shit.
Yeah, exactly right. So basically, all the people that come with him are his like close group of friends that sort of helped with the creation of his company, and that they were sort of in the background as friends, and then he helped them out eventually as they went on. That's how they became good friends. So they've all sort of benefited from his uprising. So you've got Janelle Monáe's character. So she's technically playing two characters, one of which was the murderer.
The murdered
person, sorry.
Yeah.
And then she plays her twin sister, who's acting as if the murdered sister is still alive because the other people don't know about it.
Yep.
Who basically was the ex-business partner of Ed Norton's character, and that's sort of where where she comes in here is because he took full control of the company, said he was a proper creator when
he stole the idea from the company.
Yeah.
And because and he's so disarmed when he sees her, and you just think, oh, they were ex-lovers, or
something.
He's just anxious around her, but really, because he's like, I thought you were fucking dead.
Yeah. But everyone else, Catherine Hahn's character, she's the governor for Connecticut, running for Senate as well,
and she's the only one who seems to have a conscience about it. She seems to be a bit tortured, like, oh god, I don't deserve this. I'm going to get found out. Like, maybe I deserve to get found out.
Yeah. You got Leslie Odom Jr., who's the head scientist for Ed Norton's character's company.
Yeah.
Kate Hudson is just an annoying supermodel and fashion designer who can't have her phone because she just keeps saying politically incorrect things all the time.
And when they're all wearing masks, she's just like in this gold. Like, it's not a mask at all.
It's a lace mask, and you just like
very, very funny.
Yes, because this movie was shot during COVID.
Yeah.
So, but for them to get around it, they get injected with a shot that sort of makes them completely free.
Ethan Hawke turns up for 42 seconds.
Yeah.
To spray them in the mouth.
Yeah.
And like that would, in any other movie, that would be really cheap and annoying. But this is just like, we have to explain it somehow.
Yeah.
Like Daniel Craig asks what it is, and Ethan Hawke's just like, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. And that's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, exactly right. And then you got Dave Bautista, who is a video game streamer on Twitch. Literally.
Just like, promoting like muscle supplements and shit. Like,
he's a men's rights activist.
But maybe smarter than you think.
Maybe as we go on.
He doesn't last very long.
No.
And like, so Daniel Craig's introduction, Benoit Blanc comes in, and he's a buffoon. He's a downright like Looney Tunes buffoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like I genuinely, sorry, Mr. Johnson, I lost faith in you. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. But I was just like, what? Why did you not like his characterization in the first one? And you wanted it to be funnier and a bit more cartoony? But no. He had a plan. He had a plan. Of course he had a plan. I'm sorry for doubting you, Ryan. Rian, whatever your fucking name is. But I'm sorry for doubting you, because brilliantly, of course, it's part of the plan. Of course.
Yeah, it's all part of a plan. But the thing I love the most was his main introduction into the movie itself, when he's sitting in his bathtub, and that's all he's been doing because it's COVID. He can't get out,
and he thrives on cases.
Exactly. So he's living in his bathtub basically. We learn of his relationship is
Hugh Grant.
Yeah, Hugh Grant. That's what it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Hugh Grant as his domestic partner, and he's in his bathtub, living in his bathtub,
playing Among
Us with a bunch of other.
Yeah, Natasha Lyonne is there for some reason.
Natasha Lyonne is in there among all these other like older. I'm guessing
they're all of note. Yeah, they're all of note.
Something big.
I didn't know who any of them
But he can't understand the concept behind Among Us.
Yeah.
But it's sort of to be like Among Us is sort of supposed to be like a cyber sleuth type of game.
Detective, find the killer.
But it's beyond his big brain for him to comprehend how to actually know who.
He's literally too smart to play Among Us.
He doesn't know who's sus enough to know which one it is.
And again,
Um,
like not many locations. It's a beautiful, crazy design. Like
yeah,
the actual glass onion itself is a mansion. That's what glass onion means.
yeah, exactly right. Yeah, the
It's this
whole thing
big
is great.
see-through mansion, and it's all glass, and yeah, it's crazy. You can
Looks
see the
looks
money went
amazing.
into that.
Well, yeah, 40 million. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
do
not
a
much
lot.
sort of else in between. Everything just sort of went to practical scenery shots.
Yeah,
Um, between like the breaking of the statues and uh the waters going off and everything else like that. It wasn't anything else too CGI heavy
no, yeah, they just blow a
looking
bunch of shit
for
up at the end.
it. Yeah. Yeah. So between everyone there, you've got. I loved. They kept talking about a kombucha from Jared Leto,
Yeah,
and it just kept getting
the
brought up, and I'm just like, why?
the alcoholic kombucha. Yeah,
The alcoholic, yeah, the alcoholic kombucha. It's sent over by Jared Leto himself. And I'm like, why do we need that? But okay, just let's throw
because
his
it
name in.
sounds like something he would do.
It
Like it's
does.
totally believable.
Straight out of Jared Leto's back garden.
The Jeremy Renner's hot sauce.
Yeah, that's right. Renaissance sauce. Um, yeah, okay. So the movie itself. So we've spoken about how the mystery sort of aspect of this is completely different to the first Knives Out film. Um, the as you said, we spoke about this when we were sort of watching it after I watched it, and that where you think this movie is not doing what you think it is from the start, and it's not till as it keeps going on, you then go,
Yeah,
this isn't dumb.
no,
There is actually a reasoning behind all of this.
yeah, because the Benoit Blanc and Janelle Monáe's character, they've already figured out the
Mm,
plan is happening as we're watching it, but we don't know that.
yeah. So we're sort of
So there's no mystery really to them,
yeah.
but to
All,
us, we're like, what the fuck is going on?
all we know is that the main sort of reason behind this coming together is for this murder mystery, but also for Ed Norton's character to reveal that he wants to release this product called Clear, which is a hydrogen-based alternative fuel
Yeah,
to put out into
renewable
the
energy.
world. It's a new type of renewable energy, not completely well tested, but it's a big money move to put out into like the Middle Eastern countries to put out into there and source and get a
Yeah,
lot of money out of it.
yeah.
But it could be bad. It could be
It's not
not
tested
safe.
enough. It's unstable. Like, could just
Yeah.
blow up and does.
Yeah. Like he reveals, well, this whole onion is runoff
Yeah,
Clear right now. And
and
everyone's like,
a
the
nice
fuck?
little nod to Ryan Johnson. He didn't get his start directing Breaking Bad, but some of his earlier stuff is Breaking Bad. He directed a lot of that.
Yeah.
And there's a moment where they have the crystal and she throws it, like that scene in Breaking
Mm.
Bad. I was like, that's a nice little nod.
Yeah, it is
Whether it
cool.
was intentional or not, it's just, I put it together.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So we all sort of just like, as the movie's sort of going on, you're learning about like every character, who they are, what they've done.
Yeah.
And then Janelle Monáe's character coming in to intertwine and show that there's a bit of tension and animosity between them, but we're not too sure why that is yet.
No.
Obviously, we're thinking ex-lover. Okay, yes, it's an ex-partner, but what happened? We don't know that there's a sister, that there's a death or anything like that to begin with. So you're sort of just wondering to yourself what her motive is being here. Is she trying to kill Ed Norton? What's happening?
Yeah. Or just
Don't know.
reveal the truth.
Reveal the truth, which she comes out and sort of they have this little gathering, and she has a massive rant about the bad and who and what Ed's character has done to help them, even though they weren't great people. To sort of like, hey, what was it? Batista's character, what did he do? He did something on steroids or something that he gave him hush money to.
Yeah, I don't particularly remember.
It got him kicked off Twitch or something, or YouTube.
Yeah.
And then Ed came in and funded a bit of money here and there and made people turn the other way. And then he got big.
Yeah.
He got massive. The same with like Catherine Hahn as the governor of Connecticut and that.
So yeah, it's this big exposition dump which explains everyone's relation to Edward Norton
Mm.
and the power that Edward Norton actually has over them. It's not just we're giving them money, it's also we have dirt. Like Edward Norton has dirt and could ruin them like in an instant like that. And it's got
Yeah.
nothing to do with the murder. Like they just independently have dirt. So they all could potentially want Edward Norton to die, but they
Yeah.
don't.
Exactly right.
They want to keep the money going. They want to keep all the hands in the pockets.
Yeah, because if
So
something happens to him, then their
Yeah.
career's all.
yeah, so Janelle Monáe comes in and it's a drunken, angry rant, but also in the context of the script, she's just flat out telling the audience why everyone is there, what they've done,
Yeah.
etc. And it's like it's noticeable. It's really like you're going, okay, I'm getting this spelled out to me, but for the sake of pacing, it works. Like it's fine, and you believe.
Yeah.
Like Janelle Monáe's performance is fucking scathing, and it's a Netflix movie, so she won't get a lot of recognition for it, but she is the highlight of this movie, I reckon.
Yeah,
Playing
100%.
two characters, she makes them a bit too different, I think. We don't really know much about the first sister, but the country bumpkin, small town teacher stuff, I was like, oh, okay, that's a bit. You're too different from all the rich people.
Yeah.
And that's, we've seen that done a few times. But fuck, man, she just crushes it. And she's so good. Like, she's so powerful. She's such a bad bitch.
Yeah. And so then following from that is when we get the big turnaround in this movie, because we see her get shot through the glass, and this is where one of the big murders also happens throughout the film, which is then followed along with some flashbacks where we learn about the sister and how she died by an apparent suicide before the trip, and her twin sister, who Janelle Monáe's character is being played now, hires Benoit Blanc to investigate the death.
Yeah.
Tells her all about Alpha and, all this type of stuff where she isn't sure about this guy, and she doesn't think it's suicide. She reckons it was a murder. So then they go through and start planning out what they're going to do on this island. She's going to play the sister. We then see some more flashbacks from when her sister and Ed Norton's character created the company. What happened. It was all about a napkin, and what was written down on that napkin defined what this company is based off now.
Yeah.
And the big thing behind here is once it all took off and Ed tried to kick her out of the company, it was going to sign a deal with someone for Clear, but she was not on board because it was unethical and not, you shouldn't be right, and she wasn't going to sign it. So he took her to court to remove her from the company, got his own napkin to say that this is the napkin that was made.
He just copied it. Yeah, he just copied it verbatim in his handwriting. Yeah,
he had made it, and obviously everyone was there when she wrote it on the napkin. But all of the friends there on the boat, at the Glass Onion, in court testified and said, "No, I saw him write it."
Yeah.
Even though they all saw her write it. Yeah. That's the big thing, to show that they're all sheep to the money because he has their careers where they want them to be.
And Janelle Monáe's character is trying to get the original napkin with her sister's handwriting on it.
Yeah.
And it's even brought up in the movie, like, well, why would he have it on the island? Like, why wouldn't he have it in a super safe lockbox? It's because he's an egotistical narcissist fucking idiot, and he has to have it close to him at all times because he can't let it out of his sight.
Yeah, exactly right.
He's so proud of himself for stealing the idea that he has it essentially framed in his
very essentially well. Yes.
And the chemistry, like, fuck me, I love that scenes. It's just Daniel Craig and Janelle Monáe sitting in front of a green screen explaining their plan. But they're so good. They have really good chemistry, and they're like charging each other. They're really energizing each other up. Like, because we see Benoit Blanc in his depression at the beginning, and as he's like developing this idea, Daniel Craig is so expressive, and he has those gorgeous dreamy eyes. And as he's talking, you can see him talking himself into the idea, and like he sits up a bit straighter, and his whole body language changes.
Yeah.
Because for the whole first hour of the movie, he's just this bumbling buffoon idiot. But then you see that scene, and the confidence just like shoots up through his spine, and he's injecting that into Janelle Monáe as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's really unsure of it. She's like, I can't act. I'm not my sister and stuff. But as she's reading through her sister's diaries and stuff, she's like, I know, I can do this. I'm a fucking boss. I'm a boss. I want my revenge.
Just have a bit of Jared Leto's kombucha. You'll be right.
Exactly right. And they're lifting each other up. And it's like, you can read into it as a big metaphor for COVID or whatever, like coming out of lockdown, being together again, whatever. I didn't read into it like that. I just read into it as just like, it's such a good plan that they're both thriving off it and having fun with it.
Yeah.
Even though it's pretty fucking bleak.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's the typical mystery thing of they lose hope and it seems like everything's lost. Like he burns up the napkin with the sister's handwriting on it. You know, typical mystery stuff. But of course, they all have a plan. And the plan is to just blow shit up. Just basically, destroy the place.
So, we do get Dave Bautista dies. To what we think is someone trying to murder Ed Norton.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very, very clever misdirect in the image that they show us. Obviously, we learn that Dave Bautista's character has a peanut allergy.
Yeah.
And
a pineapple.
Yeah. Sorry, it's pea something, pineapple. The massive pineapple allergy. Like the smallest drop is enough to put him into a fucking fit. Ed Norton's character comes over, sits next to him, and what we think happens is they swap drinks accidentally. And they show us that again when they're talking about what could have happened. And I fell for it. And I went, yeah, that's what happened. They accidentally swapped drinks.
It's cinematic gaslighting.
Yeah.
It's straight up just like, no, you didn't see it this way. You saw it this way.
Yeah, because they literally show you it and you go, why would a movie show me something that's not true?
And especially in the cinema, it's just like, well, I can't rewind and check. I just have to have full faith in Rian Johnson that what I saw happen. It's just like, it makes you feel insane.
Yeah, because when it's all unraveling further to the end and they show you the real scene where he gives him the drink and you go, wait, that's what happened. And then you go back and you go, that is what happened.
Yeah. And I wish I could be confident and say, no, I saw it. I remember seeing it that way, but I didn't. I was just like, did he put it on the table? I don't know.
It looks so similar. Like them sitting down, everything is beat for beat.
Yeah.
It's just what happens with the hands.
Yeah. And it's one shot from like far away. It's not like crashing on the glass. Like, no. It's just like totally part of the scene, and it's just
there. That's perfect misdirection, just in magic in general.
Literal sleight of hand, yeah.
It literally is what it is, and you think because you go, I think, and then they show you go, yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah, it's the card up the sleeve,
and it wasn't what you saw. You know, like you're not 100% sure that that's what you saw because they show you go, oh, okay, yeah, that's what I saw. Makes sense. I thought that was fucking brilliant.
It's incredible.
When that happened, I was like, wow, I got baited by a movie that I could have rewound. But instead, I kept it going and went, no, that is what I saw.
Yeah.
100%. I absolutely love that. Everything else sort of begins unraveling even further. Because as the movie sort of goes, like we see part of a scene, but then when we're going back through with Janelle Monáe and Daniel Craig, we get the extended part of that scene.
Yeah. You see pretty much every scene at least twice.
Yeah, because it's from one point of view and then from their point of view, which is the setup behind everything.
And because there's 8 characters, there's so many different perspectives you can see it from. So some of the scenes you're seeing 3 or 4 times from different people. Yeah,
exactly right. But basically everything is still just all set up and it's all just to gain evidence to
take him down,
take down Ed Norton's character,
and always everyone who's connected with him,
everything that's connected to it. In which,
because that's the American dream, right? Is eat the billionaires, tax the rich, all that stuff. Like everyone has this dream of punching Elon Musk in the stomach.
Yeah,
I'm not even American, and I have that dream.
So basically they find the original napkin and it is, as you said, it's literally in a frame behind his desk
because he just can't leave well enough alone.
No, they get it, but he burns it, eliminating the evidence, and then
always you go lost.
Yeah, Daniel Craig literally just goes, "There's nothing else I can do."
Yeah, he's like, which is also true.
I've solved it.
Yeah, which is also true. he's not some mystical super cop. He is a very good detective, but
Yeah,
he's just like, I still got to like go through court. Like, there's
he's just
only so
like,
much I can do.
yeah, he's like, my jurisdiction ends here. Like, I've
Yeah.
done what I can do. He's like, I can't do anything else. He's like, but
Yeah.
you can have some of Jared Leto's kombucha
Yeah,
and just
liquid
start breaking
courage.
everything.
Yeah, liquid courage.
Yeah, but she literally just starts destroying all of his sculptures, and then because they're all sort of saying that they're not going to still side with her and go, yes,
Yeah.
we know what happened now. They're still sort of like,
Yeah. And all these characters are awful, like morality wise, and none of them have redemption. Like Catherine Hahn has contempt for it, but she still goes along with it.
yeah,
Like there's no once they
yeah,
have that money, they all just want to keep it.
yeah,
They want to
exactly.
keep the cash stream rolling.
Yeah. So they all just start breaking everything, and then eventually they go, you know what? Fuck it. They start breaking everything too,
It's very
and
cathartic. That would have
then
been
we
so
get
fun to film. Holy shit. It's like a $40 million break lab, whatever those places are called.
yeah.
God, that would have been a fun day on
Smash
set.
Lab.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, you get the she then lights a fire and throws a little bit of clear into it to show that yeah, shouldn't be using this because
Nope.
it lights the fuck up.
Boy, does it.
Destroys the whole glass onion and the Mona Lisa painting.
Yeah. The
Because he
real
had to
Mona
have it.
Lisa.
Yep. And yeah, basically just reveals that this is all they technically need to show that Clear is dangerous and won't be brought into it, and it'll basically ruin Ed Norton's character. And then eventually they do decide that they will testify against him.
Yeah.
Police come, arrest him.
Because
And
once he
bang.
goes down anyway, like they're going to go down no matter what. Because he's totally the type of dude who would throw him under the bus. So like,
Yeah,
again, this isn't all. There's none of this explained or anything. This is just
yeah,
what
no,
us, the audience, have taken away
yeah,
because it's a good script. It's a ridiculous
exactly.
script.
And that's how it ends. That's all we need. That's
Yeah.
all you need to know. The main mystery has been solved.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not as sleuthy as what the first Knives Out is,
Yeah.
but there's still a big chunk of mystery behind this movie that unfolds gradually as the movie progresses through different viewpoints from different characters' perspectives. Everything changes as it goes on, and so it's all fun to witness and sort of try and follow along. But again, as you said at the start, this movie you can't put a pin in and go, yeah, that's what's happening, because
and that's
it's
the fun
not like
that's the fun of experiencing a movie like this, is especially with someone, when you're watching it with someone, just like you're yelling at the screen, like theorizing, like you're putting your own take into it and guesses and stuff. This one's a lot funnier than the first one. This one is like, you would almost call it a straight comedy.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, very, very, very close.
Fucking funny movie, man.
Very close. But yeah, ultimately, like,
it's on par with the first one.
It's definitely 100%. And that's the good thing, is because they're so different, but they're still so good because they're both well written in the same respect. It's just two different types of film.
Yeah.
Which just shows that Rian Johnson is a great director and a great writer.
He's awesome.
He can do a lot of good, and this film is awards everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
rightfully so.
List, it's got massive nominations. It's still pending on winning certain things. It's a big list here.
And it's such a nice comeback story too. Like, the Star Wars fans tried to run him out of Hollywood pretty much. Yeah. And he came back with Knives Out, and everyone was like, "Oh, actually, this is quite good." And then he comes back with this, and it's like, "Oh yeah, like this guy needs to keep working."
Yeah, exactly right. So yeah, he has absolutely killed it. Obviously, there is still a future with this franchise as well.
Because Netflix bought a few.
They've got the right to one more film.
Yeah.
After this, and Johnson confirmed that he wants to make more. And Craig and Johnson separately have both said that they will continue to make further films in the series as long as they're both involved together.
Yeah.
But Craig wants to be with Johnson. Johnson wants to be with Craig. That's the only way that they'll get these to continue.
It's a match made in heaven. And Craig, you can tell he's just loving not being, again, I'm going to mention it again, but he's loving not being jacked and not having to get fit. Because there's a
100%.
scene where he's in a pool and it's just like so in line with his character. He's still wearing a really fancy button up shirt,
Yeah.
just in the pool, just like standing so awkwardly.
Yeah. It's
And it's
so
because
amazing.
Daniel Craig didn't want to take his fucking shirt off.
Yeah. And he didn't have
And he
to.
shouldn't have to, yes.
No,
He's been
Daniel
doing
Craig
that for
is past
16
that
years.
now. Exactly right. He can sit here now and just be a detective now.
Yeah.
That's all he's got to do. And I, for one, I am for it.
I'm
Daniel
so
Craig
here for
has
it.
ruined his body doing James Bond for so many years.
Yeah.
Let
he's
him
just
now.
funny. Like he's so much funnier than just being action guy.
Yeah, and it shows you in this. Like,
Yeah. 100%.
Like I know he said as well, it took him a fair bit to get his voice back for this as Benoit Blanc.
Yeah.
Because it's such a strange Southern type accent.
Yeah. He's a British guy. You forget he's just a British dude.
Exactly. He's British, so he's trying to put on a Southern accent that he already put on 3 years beforehand.
Yeah.
And somehow has to remember how to do it. So he had voice coaches and everything to try and
it's so much
nail it
deep.
back.
It's so much deeper than just the twang as well. It's mannerisms. It's performance, like I was saying, body language and stuff. He had to change a few times to keep the mystery going as well. Like it's a really deep performance, and I hope he gets the credit he deserves for it.
100%.
Yeah, because it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and as I said, everyone's brilliant in this movie. I think this is again just another very easily watchable movie that you can just watch anytime, have fun with it. You can watch it multiple times because the mystery aspect isn't huge and not the whole story.
Yeah,
it's easy to follow along again and just watch it again and be like, oh yeah, and just try and pick up on those little things that you go, oh, maybe I missed that.
Yeah, watch it with people. I reckon it'd be really fun with other people in the room.
100%. But yeah, it is on Netflix, so very easy to watch it. Don't have to go out and try and source it. Just log in and fucking away you go. But Knives Out, Mystery, Glass Onion, great movie. Well deserved everything, and I hope we get another one very, very soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our movies for the week. We got some good things to look forward to. Obviously, something we'll talk about soon. The Evil Dead Rise trailers have come out.
Just watched it while I was waiting for your email.
Oh, you did? You did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do trailer talk.
All right, let's go. Let's go, because Evil Dead is so big with you. You are the Evil Dead guy.
Evil Dead 2 was my favorite movie for about 16 years of my life, and then Lee 1L came in and got his little fingers into me and took over. But Evil Dead 2 is still, like, I'm working on Evil Dead tattoos and stuff, and by I'm working on them, I mean I'm Googling them and deciding which one I would like.
Yeah.
The Evil Dead reboot is one of the best horror movies of that decade.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
It's not a remake at all, really. Like, there's elements of it, but they just went fucking ham with it.
Yeah,
and made it its own thing. And now this is its own thing, but it looks like a direct sequel. Like, it looks very similar to that reboot in terms of the Deadite design and how horrifically violent it's going to be.
Yeah,
a scary trailer, dude. It's going to be a fucking scary movie.
That's why I said, I was just like, oh boy. And I said to Brooke, I was talking to her about it, I'm just like, she was just like, oh yeah, it's looking good. I'm like, yeah, you're going to hate it.
Oh yeah.
I explained to her about the part in the trailer where she's eating the glass and you see in the throat the glass protruding but not breaking through the skin yet.
Cheese graters on a shin. We got tattoo guns in an eyeball. We got chainsaws. We got, mate, looks crazy. And it looks
I haven't felt this uneasy over a trailer in a long time.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching the reboot one, the remake reboot, what do you want to call it? And like I was genuinely terrified of that movie. I thought it was incredible.
The atmosphere in that they nailed. It's a really scary movie, and I wish I saw it in cinemas, but I didn't.
And like just like the overall look of the demonic possessed woman was scary enough, and then even in this, you see it again and you go, fucking hell, I'm not going to sleep.
No,
I'm not going to sleep with this woman.
It's the eyes, Chico. It's the eyes.
The eyes is what do it, and they I think that's where they put a lot of their work in, is just getting the eyes right.
Yeah,
because the eyes tell you more than what the body can.
Absolutely.
And if those eyes look fucking freaky, you are gone.
Yeah. And
And
it's
my God, am I gone?
set in an apartment block, so it's probably going to be minimal sets and stuff. Like, yeah, it just looks fucking unreal. It just looks
Yeah.
like another 100 to 100. Like it's going to start at 100 and just stay there.
Hey,
If this
old man,
trailer's anything to go by.
old mate Bruce Campbell came in and said that this is probably the scariest one in the franchise.
Yeah, and that looks right.
Ah, boy, I believe him. After watching that trailer, I'm like, I believe you. And
Yeah.
and what that's a mere few months away, isn't it?
Yeah, start of April.
Yeah, bang, there you go.
So that's
3
good.
months away, and
Yeah,
you get that.
we also got a trailer for Renfield, which is a new Nicolas
Yeah,
Nicholas Hoult Dracula movie. It's
yeah.
a new take on it because Universal don't know what to do with anyone. So they gave Lee Whannell the Invisible Man, and he did something fucking weird and unexpected with it.
Yeah.
And now they've given it to, I don't remember who's directing it, sorry, but they've given it to this guy, and he's like, all right, we're going to make a really stupid comedy parodying superhero movies, and we're going to not give Nicolas Cage a script and just let him fucking go.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I saw it and I was like, I don't know what I'm watching right now.
Because Dracula gives Renfield superpowers to do errands for him. and Renfield is in relationship counseling to get out of it. Like what?
It's
What?
so weird. Like
It's so stupid, and I can't wait.
Yeah, 100%. So it's directed by Chris McKay.
Okay.
He did the Tomorrow War, the Lego Batman movie.
Yeah. Okay.
He is also writing the story for the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh yeah, that comes out soon as well.
Oh, here you go. He directed Robot. He directed 42 episodes of Robot Chicken.
Oh wow. So he's a comedy guy.
Yeah. Animation editor, VFX editor.
Yeah, there you go.
He's done a whole bunch of just random shit.
Yeah, it looks so stupid, and I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, 100%. Just because I saw Nick Cage as Dracula, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, what kind of Dracula are we talking about here? Like, we're talking about some of this like old dopey Dracula that just like doesn't realize he's a vampire anymore, or is he a serious Dracula?
And that's the thing with casting Nick Cage is we won't know. We will not know. Even probably during the movie, we won't know because he is unhinged.
He's Nick Cage.
He's Nick Cage.
He's Nick Cage. Yeah, I think that's about all we got for trailers. That sort of
for now, yes,
came out to tickle the fancy. I mean, there's a few more movies coming out soon. Obviously, I'm very excited for Knock at the Cabin.
Yeah, that's going to be
it's
going to be interesting at least.
Because another trailer did come out for that a few weeks back, show a little bit more of it.
Mm-hmm.
Which again is just M. Night Shyamalan. Take the trailer with a grain of salt. Is all you can do. Because you might think you're getting most of the story, but let us tell you.
Remember, Old had a very good trailer.
Yep. And
that was not a good movie.
What happened to that? I will be intrigued to see The Whale when it comes out next month too.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Apparently, it's extremely sad.
Yeah, I have seen a
little Fraser.
Bit.
Sadie Sink.
Yeah, we got to love the man, Brendan Fraser. All right. I think that's an episode back in the bag.
We'll talk about movies as they come, or 2 months after they come.
We'll try and make it faster. We'll get there faster
once movies start coming out again.
Yeah, which they definitely are, and I think Avatar will be a big episode for us anyway. For a 3-hour movie, I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about.
Are you going to watch the first one again, or are you just going to watch a YouTube?
I will probably just watch a YouTube thingy. I've seen the first one more times than I've wanted to. Yeah. And I can't really commit to doing it again.
No, I've seen it once around the time, but I recently watched a YouTube video essay to remind myself. So
yeah,
I'm sort of up to speed with it, I guess.
Jake Sully, he's a blue person. That's all you got to know.
That's what we got.
Yeah, that's what we got. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining us here on the You Like That podcast again. Hopefully you still enjoy watching our content when it does come out. But that's just how it runs now, because we're guys that just want to take it easy and still enjoy doing these without having a restrictive time frame for it. But anyway, you can find out our socials link below. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Follow us on Spotify. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Share it with your friends. Do all that good stuff. Like the video. Our Redbubble store has merch on it if you just want to get a shirt with our faces on it, because why the hell not? And do all that other good stuff. Leave us comments, talk with us, whatever you want. You want us to watch something, we'll watch something. Maybe, eventually. We don't know. But when it does happen, we will let you know. So thank you for joining us here. Until we see you all again, my name is Adam. I've been one half of You Like That podcast.
My name's Jack. I've been the other half of You Like That podcast.
And we will see you when we see you.
Bye!